You've seen the schedule. So let's not waste each other's time here, because we don't have a lot of time doing the hard stuff that we need to do to get to where we want to go. This is about winning. It's about winning the world championship, period.
It's time for another edition of the Mike McCarthy Show, powered by Reliant Energy, inside the Globe Life studio here at the Star in Frisco. Bill Jones along with Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy after a big win over the Chargers last week. And now the division rivals, the Philadelphia Eagles, come to town for the first time in nearly a month, Coach. You're playing a game at AT&T Stadium. The last one was back on August 29th, the final preseason game. I know you can't wait to get in that building with a sellout crowd against a division rival, right?
Definitely. I mean, it's the first of three, so I'm really looking forward to the homestand. I'm really looking forward to the energy of Monday night, first, the home opener, everything that goes into us. And I think really when you look at the victory last week and now you come into this week's game, we've gone from an uncommon opponent to a common opponent in a division game. So really looking forward to getting going against Philadelphia. What jumps out at you when you look at this Philadelphia team? Of course, new head coach, just like last week, Nick Sirianni this week. What are you seeing from the Eagles? They come in with a 1-1 rerecord as well. I would say this: they got a distinct, method to their personnel acquisition. I think when you clearly watch them on offense, players they've acquired the last couple of years. I mean, they're about speed, space, and clearly with the spread offense that they're running. It's a real challenge. It's definitely, we're definitely fortunate to have the extra day, frankly. I think it gives you a little extra time to get in tune with the video. It's a new staff, so we're expecting unscouted looks, both offensively and defensively. Let's talk about the win over the Chargers last week in the run game, the 1-2 punch. It's unique with Zeke Elliott and Tony Pollard because they do a lot of the same type stuff, but they have unique qualities as well that makes it a nice 1-2 punch, doesn't it? I agree with you. I think the most important thing is you don't have to get out of any concepts with either back, and I think that's so important. Because it gives Kellen and Dak the opportunity to play fast with the play entry. Tempo was a big part of the game, especially early. The 16-play drive just to set the tempo and the pace in that football game is exactly what we were trying to establish. And having a 1-2 punch where you don't have to run these concepts with one back and run these concepts with another back is a huge advantage. Well, and then when you look at getting off to a start like that and all eyes on the right tackle position and Terrence Steele, and even though he had 14 starts last year, but you've talked about it, his improvement in the offseason, one of the award winners in the offseason, and I would classify him as an unsung star in this game because the announcers never talked about him, and especially when you consider when he's going up against a guy like Joey Bosa a lot of the time. Absolutely. Tony Pollard was the game ball winner on offense, and Terrence was right there. I mean, it was a fine performance. Clearly his best start as a Dallas Cowboy. I was very proud of him. I think when you see a young player go through what he went through last year, just the experience that he gained, and then he took that experience into the offseason, and he played a mighty fine football game. All right, we're just getting started on this edition of the Mike McCarthy Show. Up next, it's David Moore of the Dallas Morning News.
Yeah, no, that's always a good thing when the boss man is high on you. So I just want to continue to show him that I can do this week in, week out. So,
the Mike McCarthy Show, presented by Reliant, is brought to you by AT&T, Ford, built for Texas, built for you. The University of North Texas, proud partner of the Dallas Cowboys. Miller Lite, the only beer of the Cowboys. It's Miller time. And by Reliant, an NRG company. This segment is brought to you by the Dallas Morning News. Nobody does sports like Sports Day. Your home for complete Dallas Cowboys coverage.
Welcome back to the Mike McCarthy Show, powered by Reliant Energy. Bill Jones now joined by David Moore of the Dallas Morning News, SportsDayDFW.com, inside the Globe Life studio here at the Star. All right, let's go behind enemy lines. Let's take a look at this game, the perspective of the Eagles. And let's start with when the Eagles are on offense. What do you think they are looking at? What do they know about the Dallas defense? And in particular, is there one guy on that Dallas defense that they're wondering, where is this guy lining up?
One guy with the, I think the way these first two games have played out for Dallas defensively, but also on the offensive side of the ball, every coordinator now that's facing them early is, okay, what are we going to see here? And it starts defensively with Dallas with Micah Parsons right now. Are we going to see him at linebacker for 50-plus snaps a game? Are we going to see him at defensive end for 39, 40 snaps a game? How will they deploy him? And with the injuries the Cowboys have, with the people they have on the COVID list, with the people they have coming off the COVID list, you can make a pretty strong argument on this is why he'll be a defensive end or this is why he'll be at linebacker this week. And, Micah talked about this week, and I think the ideal scenario is as the season unfolds that he will actually move between spots within a game. Like on third down, is he going to line up at defensive end or is it going to be linebacker? I'm not sure they're at that point yet, as early as they are, where this defense is and where he is. But I think that's what you're moving toward in this, and it's going to happen sooner rather than later. But from an offensive coordinator standpoint, you have to plan on both, and that cuts into your preparation time.
Okay, let's flip it over to the other side of the ball. What the Eagles are seeing from the Cowboys, they go back and look at the Tampa tape. And how many passes did Dak Prescott throw in that game? 58. Then you look at the Chargers, and you see what the Cowboys did in the run game. What are they expecting from the Cowboys?
And Kellen Moore spoke about this earlier in the week. What better two games to put on tape to throw at opponents early in the season than the two offensive games they had? Because that's exactly it. Defensive coordinators now have to go, okay, are they going to come into this game with an idea to throw 50-plus times against us? Or are they going to come in and run 35 times? Now, a lot of that is the adaptability of this Cowboys offense that has been together for a while. Dak Prescott is at a level now he wasn't 3 years ago as far as being able to call this offense. And whatever defenses take away, this offense is perfectly suited, and the coaching staff is perfectly happy with them saying, no, let's shift right now. This is what they're giving us. Go. Keep going, keep going, keep going.
Cowboys offense is taking what the defense gives them, kind of like what David Moore does on this segment every week. He takes what I give him. David, we appreciate it. And up next here on the Mike McCarthy Show, let's take a trip to the film room.
This segment was brought to you by the Dallas Morning News. Nobody does sports like Sports Day. Your home for complete Dallas Cowboys coverage. This segment is brought to you by WinStar World Casino and Resort, the casino of the Dallas Cowboys.
Welcome back to the Mike McCarthy Show, powered by Reliant Energy. Bill Jones now joined by Will McClay. We are in the film room. We're going to break down these Philadelphia Eagles, take a look at their offense. How about we start with the quarterback, one Jalen Hurts?
Yeah, we're going to start with Jalen Hurts and kind of look at it in today's day and age of the mobile quarterbacks. Football's a math problem here. You have 7 defenders. You have 7 offensive guys in the box. The guy that's not counted for is the quarterback, the 8th. So we'll take a look here. All right, there's the quarterback. Now, what he's going to do is be reading the end, but there's the one guy you don't count for, and then the athleticism of the quarterback is an element to their offense that we have to account for.
All right, so there's Jalen Hurts tucking it and running with it. Let's take another look at a different play here against the 49ers.
All right, here we go. Now looking at it from a pass play, but the discipline you have to have. All right, here we go again. They have 5 guys to protect them. The quarterback's the 6. They're going to have rush lanes, and what you do is have to have discipline. They don't have discipline in the rush lanes, and then you allow him to get outside of the pocket. And again, use your legs. You see 55, everybody's doing the rush. Now he gets outside the pocket, and it's an opportunity for them to get a chunk play and move the sticks with him with his feet.
And through the first 2 games of this season, Hurts is averaging 72 yards a game running the football. What about the new weapon that the Eagles have, their first-round draft pick, Heisman Trophy winner Devontae Smith?
He's a great young player, and he's going to add something to their offense, and they're going to try and find ways to get him the ball. Here they've got single high coverage. They see that. They got the receiver, the tight end up top, and then there's Smith in the slot. But they're going to find ways to get him open on press coverage. Here you come. You see a crafty move by Ertz here. Just a small pick, and then a great throw by the quarterback, throwing it to the pylon, and the receiver going to get it. So you see his quickness and explosion off the line.
And something they were able to do in college at Alabama. Of course, Hurts starting his career at Alabama before transferring to Oklahoma. All right, take another look here. Here's one against the Falcons.
Yeah, now we're going to look at, okay, when you have single high coverage, it's easy to read, but for a young player understanding defenses in the NFL, you've got to be able to read coverages. So Atlanta's kind of showing you single high, but what they do is they roll into it. So Devonta Smith will be the receiver here, and how he finds the open space and comes attacks the ball. So there you see coverage after the snap. He's able to read that when he comes off of the ball. So there we go. We'll see him snap the ball. He reads the coverage. The defender's pulled away. Now go find the hole inside, and then this run to catch transition is really exciting, and we've got to be able to stop that.
Well, and so it's going to take a team effort to be able to contain what the Eagles are doing offensively.
Absolutely.
Right?
Disciplined defense and flying around.
All right, Will McClay, we appreciate it. Now let's hear the sounds of the locker room, what the players are talking about this game.
We just compete every day, you know. I ain't gonna say I won all the time, you know, but he got me sometimes, you know, I get him sometimes, you know, he's a good wide receiver, so, you know, it's gonna be a real competitive matchup.
Just having the ability to, you know, adjust, and that's been great for us. Just keeping the defense on their toes that we face, and you know, you like to see it. We felt like offensively we've outworked pretty much, you know, any defense that we went against or that we plan to go against, and that's just the mindset that we have throughout the season. And you know, I'm looking forward to it, and can't wait to see Kellen out there do his business this weekend.
And you just see Kellen, you see Kellen's creativity, and he's not afraid to kind of step outside the box. He's not afraid to do something unorthodox, and I think that's tough on defenses because they gotta be ready. Well, you really can't be ready for an unscouted look, but they just know that he's always gonna keep them on their toes. I think he's pretty unpredictable.
I mean, it's always business. Any opponent that we go against is business, but division opponent, you know, that just makes it that much more important, you know, that you know what's behind it, you know, what relies on it, you know, it's playoff implications, you know, with division games. So that's what makes it that much more bigger.
And now I am joined by Isaiah Stanback as we take a further look at this game. And let's take a look at the Cowboys offense, what they might do against the Eagles defense. And Isaiah, you picked a play from the Chargers game that will help us take a look at it.
Absolutely. There is a play from last week's game that is going to give us a good insight in terms of what we can expect when we play against Philadelphia. So as we see here, Philadelphia wants to play a single high safety, which means that you're going to play man coverage or cover 3 typically. Well, a lot of times this safety right here wants to be into a deep third, okay? But this time, this dude's going to walk his way down into the box. What does that do? That gives us 5 guys underneath. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's what we're going to have to try to battle all along while their deep safety wanted to play about 30 yards deep. So what does that mean? That means we're not going to have an opportunity to get the big chunk plays that we really want down the field. So what we have to do, we have to find our gaps within that defense. So as you guys see right here, we're going to go into a play. And if we can pause it right here, I want to show you guys how they have their 5 guys underneath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and as we see those 5 guys, we have to try to stretch them out. We have to try to create some gaps. So CD's coming across. He's going to sit right here. What that's going to do, that is going to draw the eyes of this linebacker right here. All right, it's going to draw the eyes of that linebacker. Not only is it going to draw the eyes, but it's also going to make his feet shuffle over. All right, now when that happens, these guys get width. We're going to need to sit in these pockets that are going to be formed right here as this play plays out. You guys will see Schultz finds his way right there, boom, smack dab in between. There's a defender here, defender here. We have about 6 yards of separation here, and Schultz has a great opportunity with his eyes back on the quarterback. And again, with Dak looking right back at him to get easy completions. And then from there, we get our yak yardage, our yards after catch, and we turn these small, high precision passes into big gains.
What I like too, you saw that window open up for Dak back here where it was wide open for him to even see that Dalton was open up the middle. All right, Isaiah Stanback, we appreciate it. And the Mike McCarthy Show continues in a moment as we are rejoined by the head coach. Welcome back to the Mike McCarthy Show, powered by Reliant Energy. Bill Jones alongside the head coach here inside the Globe Life Studios as we get you set for the Cowboys and the Eagles on Monday night. Let's talk about this Eagles offense a little bit. You know, it's something every week. It's something different as far as the quarterback position. You start with Brady, you get Justin Herbert, and now here's a different guy in Jalen Hurts in his first year as a starter.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, 3 weeks, 3 different quarterbacks. I mean, Jalen is really taking a big step. You know, last year, obviously, we competed against him at home in the second Eagles game, but I thought he's gone off to an excellent start. I mean, really, I thought they really came out and jumped on, you know, San Francisco. He looks, you know, really in command of the offense. Did a good job throwing the ball vertically early. and he is just such a double threat. And you know, we got to really give our defense a good look throughout the week of extended plays because he's dangerous out on the perimeter.
You know, it's so unique for division rivals to work a draft day trade, and the Cowboys and Eagles did that. You love your guy in Micah Parsons. They love their guy in the Heisman Trophy winner, Devontae Smith, and we're all already seeing the impact he's having on them, right?
Definitely. I mean, he's a polished route runner. I mean, you know, just his quickness and his understanding, you know, resetting the stem, and obviously when he gets the ball in his hands, he's very dangerous. You know, he's a scrappy run blocker too, so he's a fine football player.
All right, let's talk about Micah because that was the big story of last week, moving from linebacker and playing the entire game at defensive end. Okay, when DeMarcus goes down with the injury in practice last week, how long did it take for you and the defensive coaching staff to decide, okay, Parsons moving there would be the move?
I mean, it happened early in practice, you know, in the one-on-ones. So it was really once we got off the field and went up into the red zone meetings and so forth. You know, it was clearly the decision we felt like we needed to make. So it was good that we had Thursday, Friday, Saturday to get Micah ready, and I thought he definitely answered the bell. I thought he played a heck of a football game.
Yeah, you could see his impact, even on plays where it doesn't show up on a stat sheet when you got that guy flashing around the edge.
Oh, definitely. I mean, he's a penetrator. He's so instinctive. Can come under blocks, can go around blocks, and he just has, you know, tremendous closing speed. You know, regardless if he's playing on the line or off the line. So he definitely made an impact in the game.
And a huge play late in the game, of course, as well. Your second-round pick last year, Trayvon Diggs. What an interception! Going up against one of the best receivers in the league, and Keenan Allen, one of the best quarterbacks, and jumps it like that.
Definitely. I mean, it was a great matchup. I mean, it was, you know, fun to watch. You know, I didn't get to watch it a whole lot on Sunday, but a chance to watch it on Monday. And you know, I think if you look at that first drive, we go, you know, 16 plays down and score, and they come ripping right back, and Trayvon to take that ball away. That was a nice momentum swing early in the game. So he's playing at a high level. He's off to a great start. And
now clutch Casey, Damontae Casey, late in the game as well, coming up with the third down interception in the end zone and leading the league in takeaways as his team right now.
Absolutely. I mean, that's what we're all about. So I mean, I just can't say enough about, you know, our defensive guys. You know, it started the last 7 games last year, and we've really picked it up. And you see it at practice, you know, just the way these guys fly around. So it's contagious, and we're going to need a lot of it Monday night.
All right, we wrap up the Mike McCarthy Show in just a moment.
To opposing offensive coordinators, just gets them a threat, you know what I mean? Knowing where I'm at on the field, determining how they're going to run if they don't know from that D-line or linebacker. So it honestly just gives it more of a threat and more of a game plan, makes them think a little bit more.
Inside the Globe Life studio here at the Star in Frisco, this is the Mike McCarthy Show, powered by Reliant Energy. Last couple of minutes here, Coach. I want to take you back to the last play of the first half last week against the Chargers. All right, in that situation, just 3 seconds left. You can throw a Hail Mary, or you can throw underneath to a guy named C.D. Lamb, and you feel pretty good when he's got the ball in his hands. What an exciting play, although it fell just short of points.
Yeah, it's an excellent play designed by Kellen, and you know, if it really goes back to the week before in Tampa, you know, the last play of the game at Tampa was our first call. You know, when we used the punt team, and then so this was our second call in that particular situation. Obviously, we're too far to go to a rebound pass. We call it our Hail Mary type play. So yeah, it was very well executed. You know, CD did a phenomenal job making the first guy miss, and then you can see the pitch relationship both, you know, started with Zeke, and then actually Dak was the next option, and he had a fantastic, what we call a ribeye block. So definitely had a chance. I mean, it was exciting.
That's what I wanted to bring up. What I loved about the play as much as anything was Dak Prescott, your quarterback, going 90 miles an hour down that field. Now, he did wind up on his face, but
well, yeah, but it's the perfect technique in open field blocking. We call it a ribeye technique, and it has a chance to be on the technique teaching tape.
Oh, there you go. All right. Well, more blocks like that coming up on Monday night against the Philadelphia Eagles. We appreciate it, Coach. We appreciate you joining us as well. Enjoy the game, and we'll see you again next week here on the Mike McCarthy Show.
I'm excited to see the fans pack AT&T again. I think we've been missing that. Yeah, dude, I love playing at home. That stadium's so fun.
The Mike McCarthy Show, presented by Reliant, was brought to you by Ford. Built for Texas, built for you. Bank of America, the official bank of the Dallas Cowboys. Miller Lite, the only beer of the Cowboys. It's Miller time. Geico, switch today and see all the ways you could save. And by NFL Game Pass. You'll never miss a game again. Enjoy full and condensed game replays from Week 1 to the Super Bowl.